commission-only employment. Now, this has been raised and is raised every single week. It's almost raised in every single CPD classes. Somebody in during the morning or afternoon tea break or at the end of the session says, "Can I just have a chat?" And then this happens. All of our trainers come back to the college and they say, "Oh, I had another question today about commission-only employment." Now, for over 18 months now, we've had a new piece of a new award, and this is the new Real Estate Industry Award of 2015. We've got, every year in July the pay rates are revised, but in terms of commission-only employees, let's just look at that. Obviously we know that there's the new classification structure, and there's 4 new levels of that. I'm saying new, but it's 18 months old. It came into play on the 2nd of April last year, so 2nd of April 2018. So it's kind of not that new anymore. But for commission-only employees, our real estate industry, it's the last remaining bastion, or the last remaining industry that has commission-only employees. And because of that, the award has included some very specific requirements around this category of employment. It is not an independent contractor. That is a totally different deal and a relationship between the owner and the independent contractor. This is commission-only employees. They are still an employee. So I think that's something that people need to get very clear in their heads. So now the core requirements of this commission-only employee structure it's for any employee. When it first came out, it was just for full-time employees. What's been changed in there, it's for any employee, but you have to meet the full-time pay requirements. So it doesn't matter what hours you work, it still fits into the full-time award rate. So, the award rate now has gone up as of the 1st of July this year. I think it's gone from $19.30 something, and it's now $20.43 per hour for that minimum wage there. So what's the other conditions around that is the person that's going to go on to commission only must be over 21 years of age and hold a real estate license or a certificate of registration and agree in writing to being employed on a commission only basis. So the employee must have been working in the industry as a salesperson for at least 12 months out of the last 3 years. The person must also meet the meter test, which is the minimum income threshold amount, so MITA test, where they earn 125% of the award rate. So take your award rate at $20.43 per hour, and they must be able to meet that basic for a full-time equivalent. Okay, it doesn't matter whether they're working part-time or whatever they're working, they must earn 125% of the full-time equivalent. Now, if a person falls short of that meter test, they're no longer eligible to be employed, on a commission-only basis. Obviously, as an employer, you can top it up to the full-time rate, I don't know, it's around $54,000, around there, but it's the $20.43 per hour full-time. You can top that up and they can continue on there. But if they're not meeting that, are they the right person? Is this the right employment arrangement for you? So that needs to be that, and it must be reviewed annually. So if they go on that on the 30th of October, today, and somebody starts on a commission-only arrangement, then on the 30th of October 2020, you need to review that. So whether you're the commission-only employee or whether you're the employer, it needs to be reviewed, and that meter test needs to be looked at again on an annual basis. So that needs to be done. So it also, part of this is that the employer needs to withhold the allowances for personal and recreation leave from the commission payment and only pay this when the employee actually takes that leave. So that's a calculation that you need to make about the proportion of leave that they're taking at any point in time. So look at if they're full-time, look at what their full-time, leave entitlements are it might be the 20 days a year, and looking at how you're withholding that from any one of those points. So there's significant differences from what a lot of agents have in their heads. If you're going down that path, I suggest that you definitely go and visit the REEF, the Real Estate Employers Federation website. If you are an employer, I'd recommend that you go on and talk to them about membership if you don't have membership, and look at the actual agreements that they can provide you for employment situations like that. So that's really, really important. So get your right information. Make sure that you're talking to your employees and employees, that you're talking to your employer about what is the best employment structure that fits you. And just remember that independent contractors, totally different deal. Totally different deal altogether. If you're going down that path, you need to seek some really different advice. Again, start looking at the award, talking to Reef, and working out where you actually fit within that. But it's only for specific people.